Hello dear students, this is your English teacher Rocio Cabudibo Escobar, and it is a pleasure for me to prepare this material for you. Okay, the topic of this lesson is my school. The students who are considered for this lesson are students who belong to the third grade, and the topic is going to consider vocabulary related to school subjects, and the grammar considered for this part is the comparative and the superlative adverbs. And we are going to be focused on listening activities, on the reading and writing activities as well. What is the competence to consider in this lesson? Communicates orally in English as a foreign language. And we have two indicators, as you can see here. The first one is recovers and integrates different information, selecting facts in oral text using varied vocabulary, recognizing the communicative purpose. Next, respects the rules of courtesy, manners by context. So let's start with the first activity. Activity number 1. Look at the pictures. Listen and repeat the words, then answer the following questions. Well, as you know, I have sent you the worksheet where you realize that you can work with this with the recording. Okay, but in this opportunity, I'm going to mention each one of these words for considered in this activity. So let's start. The first word here is math. Next, we have science, computer science, PE or physical education, music, English, geography, art, and history. I have considered some additional vocabulary for this activity. Why? Because I consider that these words are going to be useful when you work or when you answer these two questions and in the next activities as well. So let's start with the first word here in this part. Biology, chemistry, design and technology, drama, foreign languages, ICT, physics, and science. So now you have to be ready to answer these two questions. How many different subjects do you study at the school? Next, how much homework do you usually get each day? We all know that we are not living in the same situation. We have a different way of living in these days. Yeah, so we are not working with the regular classes. So perhaps nowadays it's easier to work with many subjects at the school. So try to share your experience with us by answering these questions. Activity number 2, listen and check the school subject each person likes. As you can see in this part, we have 4 people. The first person is Peter, then we have 2, Anne, Louis, and Mark. So what are you going to do in this part? Yeah, once you listen to the recording, you have to tick the preferences for each subject. For example, in this part you have art, history, and science. So you have to tick the subject according to what you listen to, and that's it. Activity number 3. Look at the class schedule and correct the statement. What is your class schedule for Monday? Yeah, as you can see here, we have a schedule. So this schedule belongs to Monday, and of course we have 2 students who plan it according to this schedule for Monday. They are Tanya and Mark. So what does the first sentence talk about Tanya and Mark? Well, it says Tanya and Mark have music at 8:30. Is it true? Is it false? Yes or not? So we go to the schedule and we look for this class from 8 to 30, 8 and 30. What do they have? Well, Tanya has math classes and Mark has computer sign. So is it correct according to this? Yes? Okay, that's false. So you have to correct the sentence. If the sentence is false, you have to correct it. You have here, Tanya and Mark don't have music at 8:30. They have music at 2:30. So you have to work in this way in the following sentences. Now we have activity number 4. Read the text and answer the questions. Yeah, here you have a quite long text. Yeah, but it is interesting because it talks about the educational system in a specific country. Yeah, about Finland. That's the title for this lesson, for this reading. Schools in Finland. Yeah, is it different from our educational system? Yes, no. Are there some similarities, differences? What are the differences between Peruvian and, well, Finland educational system? So you are going to have the opportunity to know a bit more about this. So at the same time, you have to read the article about the schools in Finland and choose the best title. Yeah, you have 3 options here. You need to choose just one of them. Then you have to read the article again and answer the questions. Well, this is a questionnaire because you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 questions. And everything is related to the article. Yeah, to the article as you can see in this part. So now it's time to analyze the sentences taken from the reading and the words which were taken from the reading as well. Yeah, so we have to analyze the grammar part. This grammar part is focused on the adverbs for comparatives and superlatives. As you can see here, we have some expressions taken from the reading. Okay, so and you have some words, some adverbs. So you have to decide if these adverbs are presented as simple adverbs, as comparative adverbs, or perhaps as superlative adverbs. Yeah, each sentence has this expression. So you have to say if they are simple, they are used for comparative or for superlative. Here, as you have a small chart where you can see what is the difference between them. For example, these words are related to the adverbs. How can you work these adverbs in the comparative and the superlatives? For example, in the first example, you have the word loudly. For the comparative, you can say more loudly, and for a superlative, you can say most loudly. For fast, you have faster for comparative and fastest for superlative. Clearly, for comparative, more clearly. For superlative, most clearly. The adverb well for comparative, better. For superlative, best. And as an adverb, you have the word badly for comparative, worse, and for superlative, worst. Now, what do you have to do in this activity? You have to write the correct form of the adverb for the adjective in brackets. Okay, so you have to read very carefully each one of these sentences and complete it. So, thank you very much for listening to me.